And a good Friday early afternoon. Roger Hill of Wuthering Heights, VELCO's weather hazards forecaster. We're looking at the country at large, the lower 48 United States. What's to note? We have this trough that's exiting out of the region, vacating our region now. It's left us some snowfalls, generally about 3 to 6, 7 inches. And for the most part, this is just about done. Maybe another inch out of some of this, and that's going to be about it. But we've seen a few lulls, and currently right now we're seeing conditions start to pick up a little more intensity, but generally light snowfall. And in terms of wet snow loading, I don't see any other issues with this particular storm system. We do have more potential wet snow loading with the next weather system that's going to be pushing in along about Sunday night into Monday. And then there's another one that's going to be arriving somewhere about Wednesday night into Thursday of next week. That goes just a little bit beyond the period. Also, probably see an Arctic front that's going to work on through. That is not going to deliver any impacts for utilities, but could affect travel. Let's get to the latest computer modeling. Oh, just before we do that, take a look at the where it's precipitating again. Associated with this upper level trough, again, a lot of it is going to be pulling out away from the region. Our another weather system here that's incoming across the southwest United States and the desert southwest, producing snow in the mountains of Arizona. So this will be one that will be developing and pushing in for Sunday night. It'll pick up a little bit of moisture off the Gulf of Mexico at that point in time, and that will streak across the region pretty rapidly from southwest to northeast. Take a look at the computer modeling to explain that. You have the Euro on the left-hand side. This is the Canadian on the right-hand side. They're in pretty good model agreement, as is the GFS. So our weather system, this is valid about 2 o'clock this afternoon. It's pulling away in the last of it, and we're going to see a kind of a slow winding down process through this evening. Basically, the next weather system is one that's you're going to see jet stream energy interact here, and starting to see some lifting mechanisms get supported here, and then an area of low pressure at surface that's going to be developing here. This kind of shoots off the coast of Delmarva, develops into a weak Miller B nor'easter, and works across to the south. Note there's probably rain across the southern parts of New England yet again. That means we'll have a zone of mixed precipitation types, a little bit of that getting into Vermont, and you can see some of that here. And this is our next headache, you might say, for basically Sunday night into the day on Monday. That drops some more snow, and it's a little bit lighter, fluffier, less robust up to the north. So that'll move on out into the day on Monday, and we'll start to see clearing skies eventually for a time into a portion of Monday night. But it's a quick hitter, so that system's basically moving on out. And then we have this fairly active Arctic frontal boundary that's going to work on in. This is going to deliver some colder air. You can see that Arctic boundary interacting with the state of Vermont, getting into Vermont, it looks like during the day on Tuesday. That means we're going to see some snow showers and snow squalls potentially, and maybe deliver somewhere between a dusting and a couple of inches. The next weather system is right on hot on its heels. Here it comes. And you can see this is taking a little bit more of a northerly track, and that's going to be a little bit more problematic, but it's going to deliver snow on its front side. But as it gets closer to Vermont and into Vermont Wednesday night, you can see that it's probably going to deliver some mixed precipitation types and some potentially wet snow out ahead of that. The fast movement usually is going to preclude any kind of problems, so that's good news there. It's not going to linger. And then it tails off with some snow beyond the outlook period on Friday. Now, also to note, there's going to be some gradient winds that interact with the southern Green Mountains, where there's some gusts in that 40 to 50 mile per hour range indicated by the European model. Looking at the global forecast system model, the American model here centered on the Montpelier grid, we can see 3-hourly QPF. We're coming out of this system here, and then we have another one coming in on Sunday night. Monday, you can see it's not a big producer precip, and then another one on Wednesday night into Thursday. You put these together in terms of QPF, it looks like this: a bump up, and then another bump, and another bump, and so on and so forth. Looking at, again, 3-hourly QPF, and then looking at the sea level pressure, you can see that little bit of, let's get to sea level pressure. There we go. You got high pressure, low pressure, high pressure, low pressure. So these aren't real super intense, but they're continue to be fairly active and frequent. 850 millibar temperatures are below the centigrade, 0 degrees centigrade. So this should remain all snow, but it's not quite like that because if you look at precipitation type, we are seeing just a little tiny bit of rain. There's a little bit of warming on valley floors, for example. And then the system that's going to be coming in on Wednesday night, Thursday is showing some freezing rain potential, some rain. So it's a little bit more messy and a little bit more of a wintry mix. Wow, look at these changes. Out west, no precipitation. Amazing. And you have to get up to British Columbia to see any decent precip. But we're leftovers with this. This is the feed out of the Gulf of Mexico. It looks like the main track here is across the southeast United States, kind of curling up to southern New England. That's where the heavier precipitation is going to be. The further north and west you go, the lesser the amounts. Big change. 2-meter temperature anomaly. Switching to temperatures, we can see that we're above normal, and the anomalous real warm stuff is up in Canada. But also, it's kind of a mixed kind of feature, and overall the pole is colder than warmer. And this is not the sign of the polar disruption. That is a sign of a stronger polar vortex, and that's indeed what's going on currently right now. But things are beginning to get stretched, and eventually we'll have some stretching and produce basically colder air toward the end of the month. That colder air is definitely not here yet. We'll be running anywhere from 6 to 9 degrees above normal. This is over the next 5 days of meteorological output statistics, weighted high temperatures only. And about 3 days later, it looks like this, running about 6 to 3 or 3 to 6 degrees above normal. Colder air trying to make inroads. It's going to take a little while longer to get here. That's it from here. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. Thanks for watching.